Good morning, guys and gals, on the Comixstravaganza page. For those of you who are watching through syndication, you're watching this in a little bit of a time delay, but you can check us out every Thursday at 10 a.m.-ish here at Heroes Wanted in Gallatin. And I want to introduce the brand new co-host for Comixstravaganza. We are back, bitches. This is Callie L. Callie L. Say hello, Callie.
Hey, guys.
So, this is the return of Comixstravaganza. We've been off the air for about, maybe 3 years? And we're coming back. Now, tune in to Tales from the Flipside page later this afternoon for another really big surprise. But we've got our own site here on Facebook, website comixstravaganza.com, and we will be following up with an Instagram page. Do you do Instagram?
I do Instagram.
All right.
Yes.
I'm putting you in charge of our Instagram page.
Awesome.
Anyway, we're going to be coming to you live every Thursday at 10, and we'll also be recording for iTunes and Stitcher. So we're going to do that right now. And if you are watching live, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, post a comment if you want. We'll address it on the air as we go live. And thanks for hanging with us for the next 20, 30 minutes. All right, here we go. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Gremlins in the machine. Here we go. Hey there, guys and gals, all you hip cats, cool kittens, my friends and foes. This is Comixstravaganza Live, and we are back, bitches. It's been 3 or 4 years since we've done this show, and I've got a brand new co-host. This is Callie L. Say hello, Callie.
Hi, glad to be here.
And we are coming to you live from Gallatin, Tennessee, here at Heroes Wanted, the world's greatest comic book shop. If you are looking for some of the best new release comics, they've got a huge selection of back issues. Come in, great deals. I'm looking at boxes right now on back issues that are marked for $1 each. And that gives me an idea later on. So if you hear the doorbell ringing, people are coming in, they're shopping, the store is open. So we may have guests join us and pop in. You may hear some laughter in the background. So Callie L., how excited are you to be here on Comixstravaganza?
I'm so excited. It's just so exciting, yeah.
Is it a dream come true?
It feels like a dream come true. It really does.
Yes. Oh, you need to get out more.
Yeah, I know. Definitely. I know.
So we're going to be bringing you comic book news and reviews and views every week. And we're going to start with some of the news from San Diego Comic-Con. This past week, San Diego Comic-Con in San Diego, California. Funny how that happens, huh?
Funny.
There was a ton of news. We can't cover it all, but I picked out a few choice news stories to talk about because I thought they were kind of interesting. And Callie, the first one we've got here is Tom Welling and Lynda Carter are coming back to appear in Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW. That's the big CW crossover.
Yeah.
Now, do you watch any of the CW shows? Arrow or Flash or Legends of Tomorrow, any of those? Supergirl?
I'm more on like Supernatural.
Okay, so you're Supernatural.
Yeah, Vampire
chick.
Diaries, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
So we'll talk about Supernatural in a minute because didn't I hear some news that this is the final season, right?
This is the final season.
Yeah. So
Sad.
woohoo. Tear.
So sad.
But anyway, Tom Welling and Lynda Carter are coming back as. Do you know who Tom Welling is? Did you ever watch Smallville?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was Clark Kent on Smallville.
Yep.
He's coming back as Superman, a Superman, and Lynda Carter is coming back literally as Wonder Woman, on Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they are joining. Brandon Routh, who is going to be doing double duty in the crossover as Ray Palmer the Atom and reprising his role as Superman. We're going to have at least 3 Superman characters in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Tom Welling is going to be one of them, and I am so super excited about that.
Yes.
Look, I'm getting goosebumps on the back of my neck thinking about it. Did you ever watch Smallville?
I did, yeah.
So what do you think about Tom Welling coming back and being Superman on Crisis on Infinite Earths?
I think it's a great choice. I think he's like classic. Like when I think of Superman, I think of him. So
the only thing that could make it even more epic is if they bring in Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher from Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
Now that's way before your time.
Yeah.
But Dean Cain was like my second Superman after Christopher Reeve in the 80s, and then during my college years, Dean Cain was Superman. So
for me, it's Tom all the way.
Tom all the way.
I think of him. Yep, he's the man.
Yeah, look, Tom Welling looked the part.
Yes.
Right, and I was really disappointed, literally, when Zack Snyder did the Man of Steel movie, that they didn't bring in Tom Welling, because he was the natural choice, the natural progression, but apparently he didn't want to be typecast. He turned it down. I think that was a big mistake. But how cool is it going to be to see Lynda Carter back as Wonder Woman?
I'm so stoked about her. My nieces love Wonder Woman, and they're all about it. They dress up as her all the time, and Lynda does it full force. So I'm just really excited about Wonder Woman.
Have you seen this woman lately? She does not age. She's in her 70s now, and she looks drop dead gorgeous.
She's Wonder Woman.
She is Wonder Woman. She really is. I'm so excited about that. So Russo brothers.
Yes.
They were the directors of Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, Captain America: Civil War. They announced at San Diego Comic-Con that they are working on a Grimjack movie and a Battle of the Planets movie.
Yes.
Now, Grimjack, kind of that post-apocalyptic film noir style, very British style. That'll be interesting. But the one that excites me is Battle of the Planets.
Yes.
Now, this is before your time, too.
Yes.
You probably never watched Battle of the Planets, did you?
I have not.
It's on Hulu, I believe, or Netflix, so you can watch it. Look, if you go and watch it today, you're going to be really disappointed.
I know.
Because when I was a kid, it was epic. It was the best TV show ever. Battle of the Planets, G-Force, loved it. I went back and started watching it last year because it came out on Hulu or Netflix. I just couldn't do it. It's like
so bad.
Well, it was edited from the original Japanese to appeal to an American audience, and the animation is just it was great for its time. And as a kid, I thought it was the best thing ever. But today,
I watched a trailer on it when I looked it up last night. And it seemed kind of, I don't know, it was real Star Wars like, and it was interesting. Interesting.
Well, they have the Phoenix. What was the name of the plane? The Phoenix. I think it was like the Phoenix 6, maybe. And the jet becomes a phoenix. It gets engulfed with fire when they all combine their powers, and that just happened. That's my tagline when I do magic. So thank you for that comment. And you know what? I know that's my buddy Buddy Baker under his alias. And I can never pronounce their name, so thank you, buddy. They do a great podcast called the Star Podcast. So, Star Pod Log podcast. So check them out. Yeah, that's all mostly science fiction movies and whatnot. So anyway, Battle of the Planets live action movie directed by the Russo brothers.
It's gonna be intense.
Can't wait. And then. Also out of San Diego Comic-Con, the announcement that Tiona Paris is going to play an adult Monica Rambeau in the television show WandaVision. Now, you have not seen Endgame yet?
No.
Did you see Infinity War?
No.
I'm going to have to pull your geek card.
Yes.
We're going to have to catch you up.
Yep.
So, did you see Captain Marvel?
Nope. I haven't seen any movies recently. I'm way behind right now. Way behind.
Okay, so in the movie Captain Marvel...
I know she plays as a child.
Yes.
And her mother got the bigger role. Yes?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So Monica Rambeau is a little girl in the Captain Marvel movie. Yeah. If you know anything about the history of the character, an adult Monica Rambeau, like back in 1984, in the Avengers comic, became the first female Captain Marvel.
Okay.
But she has different powers than Carol Danvers. She has energy transmutation and manipulation powers. She can become any form of energy in the electromagnetic spectrum and control it and harness it, and she's like uber powerful, like Omega level powerful. And at the end of Captain Marvel, the little girl Monica Rambeau says, I want to be just like Aunt Carol. And Nick Fury says, well, to do that, you're going to have to learn how to shine first. And so that was foreshadowing her becoming the character that she is now, which would be Photon or Spectrum. Yeah, so Buddy says Monica Rambeau was my Captain Marvel. She was my Captain Marvel too. She's one of my two favorite characters in all of the Marvel universe. Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and She-Hulk. And in the show WandaVision, which is coming to Disney Plus, it's Scarlet Witch and the Vision. Now, I guess the whole show is going to be about how they bring the Vision back to life. And they're doing it in a style similar to a 1950s sitcom. So when you think 1950s sitcom, does anything come to your mind?
I don't know. I'm thinking time travel of some sort.
Well, see, this is what I've just said. That it's going to have that feeling, that energy of a 50s sitcom. It's not going to involve time travel.
Okay.
But it's going to stylistically feel and have a pacing like that. So you think of I Love Lucy, you think of Honeymooners, you think of the Flintstones, you think of you think of Harriet, you think of Andy Griffith's Show, you think of you've seen the Andy Griffith Show.
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's seen the Andy Griffith Show. So that's the feeling that they are saying that WandaVision is going to have. That 50s Ozzie and Harriet kind of energy style, I Love Lucy style. So does that mean it's going to be a comedy? We don't know. But we do know this, that Tiona Paris is going to play an adult Monica Rambeau in WandaVision, which can only mean that she becomes Photon. And I'm saying Photon. In the comics right now, she's called Spectrum. But in Captain Marvel, the movie, her mom's call letter or call sign was Photon. So she will become, that will be her name if she gets powers in the series. And the whole thing with the TV series is that the MCU is using the TV series as part of the movie universe to tell shorter side stories to move those stories forward without having to do big full-length feature films.
Gotcha.
So you got WandaVision, Hawkeye, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki. Those four are going to be the first four. So I'm super excited about Monica Rambeau. Now, we get to the news story that the entire internet is losing their mind over. And have you read any comments on this? Have you gone and looked at any? I hope you haven't, but it's hard not to see people commenting.
I didn't read any comments, but I watched a couple videos of Natalie Portman herself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's about it.
Yeah. So first day with my new tongue. Thor 4, Love and Thunder is going to feature Natalie Portman picking up Mjolnir, the hammer, and becoming the mighty Thor.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how this is going to happen because the hammer was destroyed in Thor Ragnarok. Hela destroyed it, smashed it to bits. In Infinity War and Endgame, Thor got the Stormbreaker axe in Infinity War, and in Endgame, Steve Rogers held the hammer but took it back in time. A big long story. We need to catch you up.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
but the basement dwelling neckbeards have come out of the woodworks on this, and they have burned down the internet. And on the other side, the ultra feminist social justice warriors are crowing, and people in the middle, we're just kind of like, what's going on? But the basement dwelling neckbeards, the misogynist fanboys have come out of the woodwork to decry this move and say, oh, it's more political correct crap and blah 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 blah. And the thing is, you guys must not even pay attention to your own fandom, because Jane Foster was Thor in the comics for 4, maybe 5 years.
Yep.
Written by Jason Aaron and Mark Waid and the Avengers. I mean, if you didn't already know that, you've been living under a rock, and you need to educate yourself in your own fandom.
Yeah.
And so, Callie, not to get super political here, but you've probably encountered these neckbeard guys, these trilby wearing, no deodorant wearing, basement dwelling guys that are like, hey, I really like you. You want to come home and have grilled cheese with me? You've met those guys, right?
Yeah, I have, unfortunately.
They've never kissed a girl, and they think that women are what they see in the video games they play. Mm-hmm. And so but new Marvel comics sucks. Well, that's your opinion, buddy. I love Marvel. I'm a Marvel shill, and I love what they're doing. But so what do you think about Natalie Portman picking up the hammer?
It's going to be epic. I love Natalie Portman already, and it's just going to be epic. It's going to be epic.
It's pretty good.
She said herself that she had a little bit of hammer envy.
Envy?
Yeah. It was bound to happen, I think. It was bound to happen.
That's awesome. Well, it's funny because she had pretty much indicated earlier that she was done with the MCU. And then she appears in Endgame by surprise. Nobody knew that was going to happen. And lo and behold, she's back, and she's going to be the mighty Thor. I, for one, think it's going to be great. Look, as long as you tell a great story, I don't care what the story is. As long as it's good. And look, Thor doesn't need Mjolnir. He's got Stormbreaker. He's far more powerful now than he was. So, this makes total sense. What doesn't make sense, though, is what they've done in the Marvel Comics. So yesterday was New Comic Day here at Heroes Wanted, and I came by and I picked up the latest issues. So we'll talk about this one first. This is Jane Foster, Valkyrie, #1. Yeah, she's going to be Thor in the MCU, but they've downgraded her to Valkyrie. Oh, no. She actually filmed new scenes for that, buddy, in Endgame. So, Buddy Baker is asking, said, I thought that she wasn't in-game. That was unused footage from previous films. No. They filmed new footage. But anyway, so about a year ago, they did the Death of Thor, where Jane Foster gave up the hammer and the power of Thor. And she went back to just being Jane Foster. Then she became All Mother of Asgard during the War of the Realms. And then at the end of the War of the Realms comic series, she became the one and only Valkyrie. She's got these awesome fire wings. She's got this weapon called the All Weapon that can transform into any weapon she needs for the moment, and it becomes as powerful as she needs it to be. She's super amped up with power. More power than she had when she was Thor, actually. And but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have her give up Thor, become Valkyrie in the comics, and then in 2 years she's Thor in the MCU. This is my biggest problem with the Marvel movies and the Marvel comics. They don't sync up. So as a fan coming into a comic shop, I come in and I see, Thor Ragnarok, and I want to read a Thor comic. Well, the Thor in the comic book doesn't look anything or act anything like the character in the movies. And it's a huge disconnect, and they've done it again with Valkyrie. Now, this is a good book. I really enjoyed it. Jane Foster, Valkyrie. She's super cool. She's got some awesome powers. She's, badass, bad to the bone warrior woman. She's been Thor. She's been in the War of the Realms battles. She's awesome. And it's a great book. It's written by some great writers. Jason Aaron, who just wrote War of the Realms and is doing Avengers. And Al Ewing, one of my favorite writers. And the artist is a guy named Cafu. But look at this. Jane Foster, the Winged Valkyrie. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's a great book. And if you're looking for a good read, pick up Jane Foster, Valkyrie, issue number 1 on shelves this week. Now, I also picked up another female-centric comic series, Fearless. Fearless is a series of short stories about the female heroes in the Marvel Universe. And I'm going to reserve judgment on this. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was, setting the stage. But what was great was that we got this great character story with Elsa Bloodstone, one of my favorite characters. And Buddy Baker is wanting us to go somewhere else with the show. He's all excited about Picard, the new TV show on CBS All Access. And it does look cool, buddy. And I'll talk about that on another show. Wow, we got all kinds of notifications coming up. You know what? I should have put this on Do Not Disturb. Anyway, Fearless. Captain Marvel, Storm, Invisible Woman, Jessica Jones, Elsa Bloodstone, Millie the Model. It's worth taking a look at. I don't know if it will last for me past 3 issues. I picked it up because I was a huge fan of the Fearless Defenders and Fearless.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I have to read
Here,
that.
you can
one
hold that. You can look through that if you want.
Sure.
Bunch of writers on that. McGuire, Williams, Thomas. I'm going to save this one for last. It's my pick of the week. I also picked up House of X, number 1, by Jonathan Hickman. And who's the artist on this? Do they even have the credits? I don't know. Lazara, Larraz, and Garcia. But Jonathan Hickman is the writer. This is the relaunch of the X-Men mythos. The reboot. And I just got to say, I thought this was complete garbage. Look, for you X-Men fans, I'm sorry. For you Jonathan Hickman writer fans, I'm sorry. I thought this was a complete jumbled mess. I've never been a fan of Jonathan Hickman's writing. He wrote the Avengers and they just wandered around, never really did anything for 24 issues. I wanted to blow my brains out. I know people love his Fantastic Four run, but this was more of the same. This was just people, mutants showing up on the... Look, if you try to read this, you will be completely confused because there is no context given. We meet these characters in places that, there's no... Why is Magneto the ambassador all in white? Now, I know because I've kind of followed the X-Men on the fringes, but I've not read a book since the early 1990s. X-Men is the easiest book not to mess up, Marvel. And this reboot is not helping.
The front cover is so intriguing, though.
It is. Basically, the front cover is like this overview history of the X-Men. So all of the great, major characters, and they did a bunch of alternate variant covers. This is just the one that I picked up. But and even, the owner here at Heroes Wanted said he was confused. He was like, I don't know. I mean, why is Professor X wearing this globe helmet? And maybe I should have read the last couple of issues of the previous X-Men series and I would know. I shouldn't have to read anything else. If this is a #1, Marvel, it should drop me in and give me all of the information I need to have. As it was, I can't recommend this. Garbage. Actually, if you want to take it and read it, you can. If you can interpret and understand any of that, more power to you.
Yeah,
another reboot, says Buddy Baker. Yes. Another reboot of the X-Men. They keep doing it over and over and over. And the first one was the Siege Perilous back in 1989, and I almost gave up on them then, except Jim Lee came onto the book and did some great stuff through the early 90s. But even that just blow out my brains with the X-Men. All right. I'm not going to give a full review because this is not brand new, but I picked up the back issues of a series called Sonata, issues 1 and 2. This is one of the best books I've read in a long time. For you steampunk, diesel punk fans out there, there's a lot to love in Sonata. It is a story about a race of on another planet called the Rands who find a way to get off their planet and go to another planet that's supposed to be paradise. Turns out it's not paradise. It's inhabited by another race who had the same idea, and they're at war, and the natives, the Lumani, worship these giant sleeping gods, and one thing leads to another. They get into a fight, and all hell breaks loose. But it's written by Hine, art by Hamberlin. It's beautiful artwork. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And the story is perfectly well paced. It's phenomenal. If you're into monsters and dinosaurs and Mad Max type post-apocalyptic stuff, Sonata is all for you.
That sounds good.
Finally, my pick of the week. My comic pick of the week. This was the best comic I read this week. It is Monster World #1. 1939, New York City. 34, New York City. That was the year my dad was born. And it is basically a, how do I describe this? It is a crime noir story with demons, monsters, and tying in the mythology of different cultures, the Sumerians, Babylonians, early Christendom, first day with my new tongue, and it involves the Nephilim and the what did they call them? The Iconians. Why did they call them Iconians? I forget. Where did they go? The Iconians. Anyway, it ends with the lead detective, who I can't even remember if they gave him a name, but he ends up on the Conway farm, and this is a spoiler alert. It is an anagram for, does that look familiar? That character? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. It's not. It's whatever his name, Conway, but obviously he's supposed to be Clark Kent, Superman, and this was brilliant. This was great. I love this. Now you're into supernatural, so you would like this, and you've been reading the Archie stuff, Riverdale, and some of the Archie stuff. You might dig this.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. If you're into monsters, film noir, diesel punk, this is a diesel punk classic, folks. So if you listen to my diesel punk podcast, this is for you. Monster World, The Golden Age, issue number 1 is my pick of the week. And Buddy Baker just said, if you bought the new X-Men number 1, you've been bamboozled. Yeah, that just happened. Boom. All right, Callie L., you made it through your first episode.
Right on.
Any last? I know I kind of dominated. I'm a little bit of a force, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I need you here to bounce ideas off of and to get feedback.
Yeah.
What you have anything you want to add for our fans?
I just need to catch up. I need to catch up.
We're gonna get you caught up.
Yeah.
Do you have Netflix?
I do.
All right, Infinity War, Netflix.
It's on there. Okay.
Black Panther, if you haven't seen it. Redbox has Shazam and Captain Marvel.
Okay.
You should see both of them. And you know what? Maybe we'll set aside a day, and I've got some movie passes. We'll go see Endgame so that you can get caught up with Endgame.
Yeah, I would like that.
Thor Ragnarok is on Netflix.
Okay.
So you got some homework.
I've seen that one.
Oh, have you?
I've seen
Okay.
Ragnarok. Yeah.
Love that movie. That was, I didn't care for Thor until Ragnarok, and now he's like my favorite MCU character. So anyway,
Natalie Portman.
You're excited about Natalie Portman.
I'm so excited about Natalie Portman.
Yeah, so we're gonna watch the internet, and we'll report back next week to see how much more the internet implodes over Natalie Portman being Thor. But I think it's gonna be epic.
I think it's gonna be epic.
Yeah,
Definitely.
All right, guys and gals. Well, that is it for our first new episode. This is actually episode like 200 something, but it's the first of a new era. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Buddy, for your contributions. And until the next time, as always, swing hard, swing often. We'll catch you on the flip side. And we're going to just stop the audio recording. Boom. Thanks, guys, for watching. We're wrapped up. We're going to do this every Thursday around this time here at Heroes Wanted. So make sure you tune in, or better yet, come out and see us. Join the live audience, and you can share your feedback in real time. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Would that make you nervous to have a live audience?
I think it would make me less nervous, maybe.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll do that. And guys, make sure you subscribe to the Facebook page, Comixstravaganza, and I think that's it.
Cool. It's a wrap.
We'll catch you on the flip side.